Hey everyone, I'm Zach McKinstry and welcome into the NJCAA Network studio in Charlotte, North Carolina, where winter championship selection shows are getting started this evening. We continue our Division III unveiling with the NJCAA Division III Men's Basketball Tournament Selection Show presented by Digital Scoreboard. This year's field features 8 district champs and 4 at-large bids, all of which will play in a 17-game tournament in Herkimer, New York, competing to claim the D3 crown. There's a consolation bracket if you lose, but you gotta stay perfect to claim a national title, and all games will be on the NJCAA network with Rich Rosa and Andrew McCarthy on the call. Okay, time to start releasing the seeding for this year's field, and it starts with the 8 versus the 9. The number 8 seed is Northampton. This stifling Spartans defense was key in punching their ticket after the first North Atlantic B District Championship in program history. Opponents are shooting just 34.9% against them this year. That's the best mark in the NJCAA. And on top of that, they've averaged 6.5 blocks per game, which is 4th in NJCAA Division III ranks. Coach Brennan McCarthy has done a brilliant job on the year, resulting in a Region 19 Coach of the Year honor. So congratulations to the Spartans. They'll get the number 9 seed in the opening round. That's Genesee. Make it back-to-back years for the Cougars, who closed the year winning their last 14 games, including a Region 3 championship. There is a lot of depth of scoring in this lineup. 4 guys are averaging 10 or more, including freshman forward Saeed Adam, who is averaging a double-double across 30 games played this year. On top of that, Keeson Murray is coming off 29 points in the region title game and looks to stay hot for this Genesee squad, trying to make it back to the national title game where they finished runner-up back in 2022. Okay, winner of that matchup will get the number 1 seed, who has a bye into the second round. Top dog is Northern Essex. It's the 4th straight year that NECC has made the tournament, and this time around, they're the top squad. This is a fast and high-scoring lineup that puts up a ton of shots. They lead the NJCAA in field goals attempted, led by Alejandro Delgado, who is averaging 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. He makes this Knights team tick, and they are the favorites heading to Herkimer. Okay, below that is the 5 versus the 12. The 5 seed is our first at-large selection, Dallas College Eastfield. What an unbelievable turnaround for Coach Byron Rim and this Eastfield squad, who finished 8-22 last year. This season has been a different story for the Harvester Bees, who make it back to the tournament for the first time since 2022 and for the 14th time in program history. It was behind a strong close to the season that came up just short in the district semifinals. Their season will continue, though. Look for really good guard play from Braden Campbell on this Eastfield squad. Okay, the Harvester Bees will play the number 12 overall seed. It's the Joliet Junior College Wolves. It's only the 3rd time since 2011 that Joliet makes it to the national tournament, but this season has been crazier than any other. The Wolves looked down and out after a 2-6 start to the season, but finished on a tear, winning 8 of their last 9 games, including a nail-biter in the district final, a double overtime thriller highlighted by 17 points and 20 rebounds from freshman Kareem Parker. Battle-tested and the underdog as the 12 seed. Winner of the 5 versus the 12 gets the number 4 seed, who secures a first-round bye. Another at-large, Salem. After a 5th place finish at the tournament last year, the Mighty Oaks are back, winning 30 games this season before losing to Montgomery County in the district final. Salem is averaging 93 points a game and have put up more 3-pointers than anyone else in this tournament field, and Zaire Gibson leads the way with about 8 3-point attempts per game. All right, moving right along. Time for the 7 versus the 10 matchup. The 7 seed is Dutchess. 2 straight tournament trips and 3 times out of the last 4 seasons for the Falcons men's basketball team, who polished off a 26-win season with a dominant performance over Monroe Bronx. This will be one of the most fun teams to watch defensively in the tournament field. They ranked 3rd in D3 in steals per game and 2nd in blocks per game, and plan to use that size and athleticism in Herkimer. Moving along, the number 10 seed is our 3rd at-large selection. Making it into the tournament is Dallas Richland. The Thunder Ducks slipped up at the end of the season, finishing with 3 straight losses, including a 1-point heartbreaker in the district semifinals. But the season goes on for Richland, who earns a spot in their 2nd straight tournament. Freshman forward Jace Tarver has been the player to watch, averaging 15 points and 8 rebounds per game so far this year. So it's Dutchess and Dallas Richland, and they will battle for the chance to play the number 2 seed in the 2nd round, and that 2 seed is Riverland. The Blue Devils have a talented roster that makes it to the national tournament for the 3rd consecutive year. The defense forced 14.5 turnovers per game en route to a 29-2 record. Head coach Derek Hahn continues to take this team to new levels, and Riverland will try and break through this year as the 2 seed. Okay, 3 teams have yet to be seeded, and we still have a final at-large bid up in the air. The tension is palpable. We start with the 6 versus the 11 in the last first-round matchup. Starting with the 6 seed, Montgomery County. The Mustangs are back in the tournament field for the 3rd time since 2020, closing out a 21-4 season with a win over Salem in the North Atlantic A District Championship. This entire lineup is efficient from the field, shooting 47.4% as a team, while holding teams to just 38.6%, and that's 5th best in Division III. They will play the number 11 seed, who is the last at-large selection into this field. Continuing their season is Ridgewater. What a magical season for the Warriors, who are riding a 7-game win streak with an upset over Riverland before the Blue Devils got their revenge in the region championship. One of the best seasons in program history will continue, though, as the highest scoring offense in Division III will sneak into the tournament field, piling up 96.6 points per game this year. The sophomore duo of Tyrese Mayo and DeAndre Holloway have combined for nearly 45 points a game, and they will look to go to work in Herkimer. And lastly, the winner of Montgomery County and Ridgewater will play the 3rd Dallas team into the field, Dallas Northlake. It's the 3rd district title in 4 years for the Blazers, who won by 22 in the district championship game. Josh Mills' squad does a good job of getting to the line, leading Division III in free throw attempts on the season, with a deep lineup that has 5 players averaging 10 or more points this season. So the Blazers are the last team seeded, and let's zoom out and take a full look at the bracket. As you can see, it's Northern Essex, the top seed. They get the first round bye. So does Riverland, Northlake, and Salem. The first round matchups, 8 and 9 of Northampton and Genesee, Dallas Eastfield and Joliet. It's Dutchess and Dallas Richland, and Montgomery County and Ridgewater as the 11 seed. Games going from March 11th to 14th in Herkimer, New York. So cannot wait for that. Do not go anywhere. We've got an interview with the coach of the number 1 overall seed, Darren Stratton of NECC, coming up when we get back from break. And then later on, we'll talk with the committee chair, Greg Witkop, about the decisions that went into seeding. So stay with us here on the NJCAA Network. We're back in a moment.
For the last 87 years, the NJCAA has provided academic and athletic opportunities to thousands of student athletes. However, several rules make it more challenging for 2-year college transfers. Recently, 16 national coaches associations, led by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association, sent a request for change to NCAA leadership to make the rules the same for all transfers. We commend their leadership and stand together in support of same game, same rules.
Welcome back to the NJCAA Division III Men's Basketball Selection Show. Joining us now is the head coach of the #1 seed Northern Essex. It is Coach Stratton. Thank you so much for joining us on this selection show, and congratulations on that #1 seed.
Thank you, Zach. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's been a really good season, 4th straight tournament, and the #1 seed this time around. So what is it that makes this team so special?
This team, I think we're pretty resilient. We had 8 guys returning from last year's team that got a chance to experience the tournament for the first time. And since we got knocked out of the first round, basically last year, they were determined to get back and started working once we got back to try to accomplish that goal of getting back to the tournament. So I think our resiliency and our work ethic has brought us back to this point.
Yeah, it's a great segue. I was going to bring up the all-sophomore starting lineup. You get a lot of experience returning for this tournament. And what does that experience mean as you go through a regular season and you start to build that camaraderie towards this latter half and final push?
Oh, I think it was huge for us. Having an all-sophomore lineup, actually, we just moved 1 freshman into the starting lineup. But having a sophomore-based team really helped us progress, early on in season. Basically, we played a tough schedule. If you look at it, we went down to CBC Jamboree. We got beat up a little bit by the guys in Maryland, which was great. And then we got a chance to play in Brookdale's Classic, which is always competitive with Rockland. We got a chance to play. And then we got a chance to play in Monroe. We got a chance, Mike Apple hosted us down at Sand Hills. So we got a chance to play him and Patrick Henry. So I felt like with the sophomore-laden group, we wanted to do a lot of traveling and get tested early on that would actually help us at the end of our season, which I think it has.
Yeah, you guys definitely battle tested. What is the excitement level of your guys and yourself to return to Herkimer and have a chance to get this done?
I think we are really excited. After the regional tournament, it wasn't that excitement that you originally expect from a group that maybe they did it last year. I think that was one of their goals, was to get, to win the regional tournament, district tournament, and then, try to focus on to the nationals. I think we're focused, ready to go. We're all set, ready. With kids are working hard. They're actually in the gym right now, getting ready, warmed up for practice at 3:45 today.
There you go. The grind continues. That's all I had for you, Coach. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, final thoughts. I think you guys did a great job with the field, but I really believe this year it's going to be a fun tournament to watch. It's great to have the #1 seed, but really this year, I think anybody can win it. It's so wide open. I think it's going to be a chance for great basketball, great chance, great opportunity for a lot of college coaches, 4-year schools to come out and watch some great competition. The one thing I really want to say is, I want to thank God. Without that, nothing's possible. Lane Glenn, our president, executive vice president, Mike McCarthy, this was his vision for the program, to be able to travel and compete at a high level. Dan Blair, who's probably the best athletic director in the country, I feel. Nicole Pryburn, she's here every day getting our kids ready for practice. Academic coaches and faculty and staff. I would just like to give a shout out to all our faculty and staff and community, because at our district championship, we had over 650 people watching our district championship between Quincy and Northern Essex, which I really don't feel you get that a lot at the community college level.
Yeah, there's a lot of support, and it's a really big step for Northern Essex. And congratulations to you, Coach Darren Stratton, on the #1 seed as we wrap this up. And thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we talk to the committee chair about the seeding and ranking for all 12 teams in this tournament field. We'll be back in a moment on the NJCAA Network.
As the second largest intercollegiate athletic association in the country, The NJCAA serves not only a pivotal role in college athletics, but in higher education. The NJCAA Foundation aims to move the association forward through resources, grant programs, and other special initiatives. Your gift to the NJCAA Foundation will make a difference and create opportunities.
Hey everybody, welcome back into our NJCAA Division III Men's Basketball Selection Show presented by Digital Scoreboards. Joining us now is the D3 Committee Chair, Mr. Greg Witkop. Greg, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So first things first, let's talk about the biggest talking points from this selection. Obviously, the thing that pops off the page is the 3 Dallas teams, but what were the biggest talking points in the room for you all?
So as we look through the at-larges, one of the things that really, we focused on was where do we think the best districts were this year? And we thought that Dallas, Texas area was very strong this year, top to bottom, and really elevated the 2 teams in the at-large consideration, Eastfield and Richland, above a few of the others.
Yeah, and it highlights a really talented tournament field from top to bottom. So what's your analysis as a whole of the 1 through 12 in this field?
I just think this year we really felt like the middle of the pack in Division III was much better than it's been in years past. And what that did is that made some challenging decisions as we selected those at-large teams. But then also, when you look at that field 1 through 12, you can make the case for a lot of teams there who could come out on top at the end of the week.
Yeah, and I think we might see some surprises as we get to that point, March 11th. So return to Herkimer, going back there for the Division III tournament again this year. What excites you the most about this year's tournament?
Number one, it's just a great experience there. Herkimer does a great job. Their staff, the officiating, it's very good top to bottom. Just the way they run things, their organization, their experience running national tournaments. So it's a great experience for the student athletes. But then also the level of competition that the teams who make it to Herkimer, that they show on the court. It's a very high level. We've had tremendously competitive games, and I would expect that this year would be nothing different.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I had for you, Greg. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, we're just really looking forward to teams that you look at, on paper all year and try to catch streams all year. Finally, a chance to see some of them from across the country do battle with each other, and let's see who comes out on top.
Absolutely. Great opportunity for all of these student athletes, a once-in-a-lifetime trip to try and claim a national title. So cannot wait for that. Again, tune into the NJCAA network in about a week to find out who is reigning the champion. All right. We'll be back in a moment, heading to break, and when we come back, we'll give you one final look at that tournament field when we return.
Good morning. Why so serious? Great shot.
Car's 250. You got it.
Greenside bunker, land short.
Trust your line.
There's plenty of green.
Breaks towards the water.
Lots of coaching today, huh?
We're one up.
When you strive to be the best, you need the right insights. Zurich has insurance solutions and risk strategies to help prepare your business for tomorrow.
For the last 87 years, the NJCAA has provided academic and athletic opportunities to thousands of student athletes. However, several rules make it more challenging for 2-year college transfers. Recently, 16 national coaches associations, led by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association, sent a request for change to NCAA leadership to make the rules the same for all transfers. We commend their leadership and stand together in support of same game, same rules.
Welcome back, everybody. Again, a big thanks to Darren Stratton and Greg Witkop for chatting with us. Let's take one final look at the bracket before we wrap things up. It's Northern Essex, Salem, Riverland, and North Lake as the first round buys. Then 8 and 9 of Northampton and Genesee, Dallas, Eastfield, and Joliet, Dutchess and Dallas, Richland, and Montgomery County and Ridgewater Tournament running from March 11th to 14th on campus at Herkimer College in Herkimer, New York. Cannot wait. Make sure you tune in if you can't go to it. All games available to be streamed on the NJCAA network. Thanks, everybody. Congratulations to those teams that made it, and we'll see you in Herkimer in a little under a week.